Hey guys, welcome to Zatu. I'm Zane.
And I'm Josh.
And today, to celebrate the release of Guardians of the Galaxy Vol.2 coming out later on this month, we're going to be taking a look at the Funko Pop collection of our beloved characters from the movie.
Yes, indeed. And I, for one, am very excited to see this film. The first one came out, no one really knew much about it. Expected to be a bit of a flop. Turned out to be one of the funniest, best films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
No, I agree. I remember going to see it, and I was like, no, it's probably going to be. And then I think it's one of the best movies that Marvel have made.
Definitely, from the trailers so far, this looks epic, and so do these Funko Pops.
I think the buzz around the office, everyone's. I can't even bring the words how excited everyone is to go and see this. Going to get a staff day out, definitely for that.
Yep, has to be.
Right, so should we dive right in? I think is the next thing to do.
I think that's the way to go. And shall we start with the leader of the Guardians?
Yes, Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, played by Chris Pratt, which I must say he pulls off a good job doing it.
Oh, he does. He plays that character brilliantly.
I think in the movie his comedic timing is quite excellent, and do you know the funny thing was that he wasn't even considered for the part.
Was he not?
Apparently, the director said that he felt that Chris Pratt was the chubby one off of Parks and Rec, and now we all know, and it's well documented now, the kind of shape that Chris Pratt is in now, and I think it's all down to him being cast in this movie. So thanks very much for casting him, and I think he's going to be again quite a good character to watch.
Star of the show.
But let's dive right into the Funko. It's a bit different from the first one. We can see his face this time.
Yes, he's unmasked. You got his cool leather jacket there, his dual wielding laser guns.
But I quite like he's sort of ready for action there.
Yeah.
I think should we get him out?
Let's get him out. We've got to test out.
All collectors watching this, we're very sorry, but just to make this video a lot more interesting, we're gonna. And
I will be taking some of these home with me anyway, so.
I think I might have to fight over that one.
Let's see what Star-Lord's all about. Straight off you can tell again, bobblehead, Marvel. Thank you very much, Funko. It really does make the Marvel figures stand out. It makes the other ones look a bit boring.
It does. And I remember we were talking about the Doctor Strange ones. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. We did a couple of weeks ago. We were talking very much about the detailing that they did in the Funkos there. And I remember one of the comments that I made was hoping that they'll carry on that detail, which you can see with Star-Lord here. The detailing is carried on, very intricately done in the leather jacket, the combat trousers onto the boots.
Yeah, you can really tell the texture of each item of clothing. You can see on the back as well, it's got different parts of the leather jacket. It's just like a cool dude. Yeah,
and he's also wearing the, if anybody's seen the trailer, his blue shirt that he wears in there.
Yep.
Now, I remember seeing one of the interviews and somebody asked him about that, and apparently it's just the writing on it's hard to make up, but apparently it's just intergalactic brand, so like the intergalactic version of Nike perhaps. Yeah. And one of the other things I love about the Funko is his eyebrow. Just slightly raised a bit, just giving that bit more of personality, a bit more attitude to the Funko.
Yeah, I think Star-Lord needs that. He's certainly a personality.
And of course with the trailer coming out, no one doesn't know much about the storyline on there. But judging from the Funko in the first one, he had the mask on, so it was a bit more actiony. And with the stubble on here, maybe looking at Star-Lord a bit more sort of underneath all the pressure of being a superhero.
Yeah,
maybe coming possibly. Out there, try and lead all the eccentric characters in his group. That's one thing for sure, would give anybody a headache.
Definitely, they're not an easy bunch to get on with. But I think he looks great.
Judging from the trailer, doesn't give much away about her.
No.
All that we saw quite humorously was when she touched Star-Lord, Peter Quill, that she could read his feelings, and her antennas did light up. So now in the comics, she does have a very powerful mind, so hopefully that transfers into the movie, which, judging from the little clip in the trailer, it does so.
Yeah.
In the comics, she does come from Earth. She's half Vietnamese, half German, and the daughter of Libra. And she gets left at a temple in Vietnam of a sect of the Kree. So we know from the first movie, the Guardians defeated Ronan, who was a Kree himself.
Yep.
So that might be how she comes into the movie.
Quite possibly, yeah. And I think from what I've seen on the trailers, this Funko captures her look quite well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I love the again with the detailing. You've got her antenna. So they're quite
lighting up there, are they? They've got a bit of blue on the
just
edge.
a bit of blue.
Yeah. Got a green and black outfit. A completely different figure to Star-Lord as you expect, but it's nice that Funko do appreciate the different characters and how they look.
No, I think they do, instead of sort of just concentrating on the main characters, they're treating the collection as a whole and putting as much detail in as possible.
Yeah.
So I feel that's definitely one that a lot of collectors would want, you know, especially comic book and Guardians of the Galaxy, not knowing what her role is in the movie. Well, hopefully she has a big role and will become a big part of the team.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Shall we move on to
Gamora. Obviously part of the Guardians now, one of the adoptive children of Thanos.
Yeah, and played very well by Zoe Saldana, who again is not a stranger to being painted up. She played a lead character in Avatar.
She did, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I guess you might be quite used to all the long hours for makeup there. But again, it captures the detailing very well again.
Yeah, very luminous green here. You've got the black hair with the purple tints around the bottom. I think it looks great. She's obviously ready to battle, no doubt, against her evil sister there.
Yeah, with the blaster, and if you've seen the trailer as well, it's quite funny there with when they're waiting for the squid octopus type creature to land.
Yes,
you know,
Groot.
Yeah.
But yeah, she does look great. I like the detail, even on the face. You've got silver markings there around her eyes.
And again, it gives that Funko have taken that individual characteristics of just even the blue tints, the purple tints on their hair.
Yeah.
To give her that bit more of a identification.
Of course, it'll also be interesting to see her and Star-Lord's relationship.
To see if that has blossomed or in fact just a running joke through the movie.
Yeah, maybe you can win her over, I'm not sure. But yeah, another nice looking figure there.
Definitely.
So we can't speak about Gamora without talking about Nebula. Her evil sister.
Yeah, so I think in the movies it's more mechanical than actual alive. She does get blasted and manages to bring herself together.
Yeah, and you can see straight away here with the robotic arm. She was trained by Thanos herself, and he put her through her paces, and she actually had to chop her own arm off during these fighting scenes when she was younger.
Yeah, it's putting rebellious teen to a whole new meaning.
Just a bit. I mean, she's got a great attitude problem, you know.
I'm interested to see how she plays a part in the new movie, because in the first one she kind of just fades out.
Yeah, and she's under the order of Ronan, really, wasn't she? I think it's kind of teased that she might join forces with the Guardians briefly.
Yeah.
But in other scenes you see her and her sister fighting away, as they like to do.
Yeah,
So it's going to be interesting.
Rivalry between siblings.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the route she goes down.
I think she's played very well by Karen Gillan.
Yeah.
Can't really tell who it is underneath all the mechanics and makeup, but
No.
again, the attitude and the whole, feeling unworthy,
Yeah.
because obviously Gamora is the favourite, as
She is.
said in the last movie, so obviously a lot of
Jealousy.
angst in there
Yeah.
underneath all the mechanics.
Yeah.
But I think Funko have done really well to kind of detail the mechanic aspect. So I think Funko have done a really good job of trying to detail the mechanics. You can see the sort of mechanic detailing on the side of the head coming around the eye.
Yep.
And of course, and you mentioned the robotic arm. And again, the detailing on the outfits and the arm itself, you can actually tell that is a mechanical arm.
Yes, you can. I mean, she's got a red jumpsuit on there, full of different layers. And again, she's locked and loaded, ready to go. Everyone's so angry in this film.
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite a bit of an action-packed movie if the Funko Pops are going anything by it.
Definitely. And again, you've got the purple strip down the middle of her face as well.
Very characteristic of the movie.
Yeah, it's great. They've really captured the look of Gamora and Nebula quite well. So we'll put her down.
And I think we're going to move on to the Doctor of Destruction in Guardians of the Galaxy himself.
Yes, one of my favourites. We have Rocket.
Rocket Raccoon.
Rocket Racoon. What a guy.
Did you know that Rocket Raccoon came from an old Beatles song?
Did not.
I did not know that either until I did a bit of research into the comics, and I think that's quite, reminiscent of the character himself being created from something else, as he is a genetically modified animal,
He is
which he has a lot of problem with. Yeah. I think he knows, but I think he resents it at the same time, trying to give that mask of.
We see him struggling a little bit in the first movie.
That's an emotional undercoat.
Yeah, but that, he covers up really well. The majority of the time, my favourite character, I have to say. And also my favourite Funko in the collection, so I think we should get him out.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's take a look. Okay, so as I get Rocket out here, you'll notice a feature on this Funko Pop that Iron Man had in the Avengers Age of Ultron figures.
Yes, the Funkos that we unboxed a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, not too long ago. Let's see if Rocket wants to come out. He's very stubborn, so I'm not surprised.
While they were making the movie version, Rocket Raccoon was modelled after a raccoon called Oreo. Another interesting fact that I found out while researching into it.
Okay, here he is. And you can see straight away what I mean by the comparison to the Iron Man movie. He's got a nice jetpack on his back.
Yeah, I was about to say, the nice thing about Funko, they've taken a bit of an irony there with Rocket having a rocket.
Yes. I can just imagine this scene in the film, is levitating in the air, guns loaded, he's going crazy at all the enemies around him. I mean, it looks great.
And I think it's the fourth Funko we've looked at that the character is holding a weapon.
Yes, again, very angry movie. But I love the jetpack effect, and this looks great.
No, it does. I think it gives a bit more of an identity to a different figure, not sort of carrying on from everyone else that's sort of in a neutral pose, very reminiscent of Funkos anyway.
Yeah.
And just a bit different for Rocket, who's a bit of a different character in the movie.
Yeah, and again the detail is great. You can see the fur markings on his head.
Yes, you can definitely tell that. You can definitely tell it's the raccoon with the face, and obviously the jet coming down. You can definitely tell that's a jetpack on his back. I think it's a really good looking Funko Pop.
You've even got his tail there at the back as well.
Just not getting caught in the jet stream. Don't want to lose that tail.
I can imagine that getting caught in the movie and just see it happening. But yeah, it looks great. Again, detail on the clothing's brilliant, his face, his guns, it just looks brilliant.
You definitely can tell that's Rocket.
Yep.
I think everybody watching should definitely go and check out our shop and add this to the collection before we get there first.
Yes. Okay, so next up,
we got a bad boy.
Bad boy, another new character to the movie. You have Taserface.
What a name.
What a name.
And you know what? It's perfect. Because if you look at his face, it's definitely a face that's been tasered.
He's gone through a lot, hasn't he? He's got a nice big pink head.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they announced the Guardians of the Galaxy Vol.2 were coming out, weren't sure of the direction they want to go. I thought myself personally they were going to go more towards linking in with the storyline into Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
But it's quite nice that they're keeping their individualism and having their own villains in there.
Yeah, definitely. And we talk about detail. I mean, the name like Taserface, this had to be detailed.
Well, they had to, yeah.
It really is. You've got all the creases in his face, the scars, if you like.
It's definitely someone you don't want to wake up to the next morning.
No, and of course he's got a gun.
Oh, yeah.
And this one's a big gun as well.
Well, he's going to have a big gun to take on everybody else.
He is. He's got a nice little goatee with plaits in there as well.
Yeah, I think he's got the look of what you would class as a mercenary. He's got the mohawk kind of look going, the goatee. He looks like he's been through pretty much every war possible.
Yeah.
And his face is just delightful. But again, with the detailing on the uniform and the clothes he has, you can tell that he's that type of got pockets for everything.
Yeah.
And I'll be interested to see how they bring him through. Thinking about it, Yondu, who's the leader of the Ravagers.
Yep.
Ravagers, sorry. Was very taken with Peter Quill. Let him get away with a lot. So maybe I'm thinking in the movie there's a mutiny that comes along, and then Taserface kind of takes over, and that's how maybe Yondu, who is one of the original Guardians of the Galaxy from the comics, actually becomes a Guardian.
Yeah.
Which hopefully does happen.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Trying to get that MCU universe to link in with the comics, which a lot of people who do love the comics really want to see.
Yeah.
So hopefully that will happen. But with this Funko, again, I remember we looked at Caecilius, the villain from Doctor Strange.
Sparkle Eyes.
Sparkle Eyes. And the detailing on him as well was fantastic. And you can tell on the detailing, you got the fist, he's ready for action, he's ready to take on Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
And sort of the plait just gives it that extra bit of detail that stands out a bit more.
Yeah.
With the main characters this is definitely one that, you know, add to your villain collection.
Yeah, they've all kind of got their own unique points, you know. You've got the face paints on here, the robotic parts, Taserfaces.
So so far what we've seen, every single Funko is bringing in its own identity and different characteristics to make them stand out on their own.
Okay, so next up.
Oh, we've got the
big dude. Drax. Played, of course, by former WWE wrestler Dave Bautista.
And you couldn't have a more perfect actor to play such a brutal
warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love his character in the film. The fact that he just does not click onto anything.
No, not at all. It just doesn't take on sarcasm or humour. It just comes out so monotone on that. But the way that he does it, his one-liners are just epic.
Yeah, he does really make certain parts of the movie stand out. And again, you know, we've got the different markings on his body there, like almost like tribal tattoos.
Yeah, I think in the movie, the markings on him aren't like they are in the comics.
No, I think they're slightly different. Yeah.
Because I'm trying to find out about it, I found out that in Marvel's Phase 2 box set, that an interview with Dave Bautista states that his markings are in fact tattoos that tell the story of his life.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I think, adds more depth to the character.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we don't really know much about Drax in the first movie, they just come across him in Kiln.
Yeah, they just found out, you know,
and then he hates Thanos and Ronan and just wants to destroy them.
Revenge mission.
Yeah, pretty much. Obviously a bit different to the comics where Drax was created by Kronos for purpose to destroy Thanos. So taking on a different aspect there. But I think Dave Bautista plays him really, really well.
No, he does.
Such a huge figure. Who else to play
Drax the Destroyer?
And holding the biggest blaster gun.
Yeah, he's just come on and shown them all up anyway. He's got a green gun there.
Yeah. He's got the eyes kind of a bit angry there, ready for action.
He's fuming.
Yeah. Definitely in destroyer mode.
Yeah.
And again, like the detailing on the Funko is fantastic. You can see on the chest the detailing on the tattoo a bit more than you would see on the face.
Yeah.
So they've taken that into account and added that again as a characteristic for Drax, which makes him stand out a bit more. And you know, on the rest of the Funko, you got everything reminiscent of what Drax would be.
Yeah, definitely.
Always shirtless, and combat trousers ready for it, and boots ready for action.
Yeah, all well equipped.
Yeah, great Funko.
Definitely.
Now.
Okay. Now here we come on to a favourite in the office here, for various reasons. We have Groot.
Which is Flora Colossus from the planet X.
Yes, or Baby Groot as is referred to in some of the new trailers. Because you know he did sacrifice himself at the end of the first movie. First off, this box is so like,
he's so
I feel
small.
so I can throw it right at the camera, I really do.
He is tiny.
He's tiny, but he looks awesome.
I would have liked Funko to have put him in, because in the trailers we've seen him in the sort of the little miniature red jumpsuit.
Yes.
I think that would have added that extra cute factor to him. I think that's the only thing is missing. They're trying to make him look like he did in the first one, which I can see for that appeal.
Yeah.
But I think that if you see the trailer, there's a little red jumpsuit we're seeing on the chair eating. It looks like M&Ms, could be Skittles, something like that, when Peter's flying around in a spaceship being attacked. So again, Funko with the detailing is fantastic. You can definitely tell it's Groot. You've got the markings on him to give him that tree-like look, and with bits of green coming out of him.
Yeah, they've done a lot with such a small figure, you know. I mean, it's the smallest Funko I've seen, but there's so much detail on there still.
No, definitely. He looks very happy. He's the only happy character. He's got a bit of a smile on his face. He's looked like he's looking up at you, and it's like, yeah, I'm really cute, but you mess me around, and I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, we've seen from the first film, he can get really angry. You do not want to he can sweep right through you.
Yeah, and of course he is voiced by Vin Diesel.
Yes.
With the 3-word phrase through the whole movie.
That's a lot of money for 3 words.
And did you know that he recorded that phrase over 1,000 times?
Really?
Yeah, and in different languages as well. So
he worked for his money.
Yeah, I would say so.
You guys, he put in a lot of effort.
Yeah. Saying the same 3 words 1,000 times can be quite. I reckon maybe after 100 it's become quite a bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Tongue. Did you say that? Tongue twister.
Tongue twister. We didn't have to learn any lines really, did he? But
No, just come in and say, I am Groot.
And he did it very well.
Yes.
I feel as though he deserves to come out of the box. I'm quite intrigued to see him outside the box.
I think we should.
Let's get him out, right?
Let's do the honours.
A bit like Rocket, it can be quite feisty, so you might have to give me a second here.
I think we've definitely saved the best one to last.
Absolutely. We've already...
I wouldn't be surprised if Groot, or at least Baby Groot, will be a lot of people's most loved character in the new movie. Wow, he looks tiny.
And he's still a bobblehead.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And again, you see the detail on the top of his
You've
head
got the
as well.
rings as well, sort of like when you cut through a tree.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Got different spots of green there. You can tell he's still growing.
I think, because you've taken out of the box and I've seen that, I think this is my favourite Funko in the collection.
That's just
The
brilliant.
detail is just exquisite.
Yeah.
Because he's such a small character, but they've taken the time to characterise Groot and how you would see him in the movie. You got like little shoots popping out of him, which is great. Adds that bit of colour as well.
It's so unique. I mean, it's one of a kind Funko, really.
And I think you need to put him somewhere where you're not going to lose him. Because I got a feeling he's so small that he could just go missing.
Well, I've got a spot on my desk that I think will look great.
But I think I've got a spot on my desk where it would look better. Yeah, it's just fantastic. Oh.
Yeah. So there you have it. There's the full collection available at Zatu. Obviously, there is another character missing from our set from the movie. Pretty big character.
Well, I think we got, yes, played by the famous Kurt Russell.
Yep.
And it would be Ego, the Living Planet.
The Living Planet, yes. Of course, Peter Quill's father.
After all these years, I've found you.
And who the hell are you?
I'm your dad, Peter.
I'm quite disappointed that they showed that. I think that would have been a feature that in the movie would have been sort of a big
shock moment.
Exactly.
Yeah, they shouldn't really give that away. It's a bit of a shame, but it's not going to stop me from going.
Definitely not. But I love the fact that they've got Kurt Russell to play it, because if a lot of people watch the movies and are a fan of Peter Quill, he loves the 80s. His music collection is all reminiscent of that period. And then you bring in Kurt Russell, who was a huge star in the 80s, still is a big star, but more active in the 80s to come through.
Yeah.
And also reminiscent of the fact that Sylvester Stallone, another big star of the 80s, has a mystery role in this movie.
Oh, does he? I didn't know that.
Which will be interesting to see where he comes in, if it's just maybe a cameo in some sense.
Just imagine him covered
covered
in some kind of paint, like a mystery colour.
I could imagine Peter just going down to terror, and then Sylvester comes out as Rocky. Adrian!
Well, you never know, he might be having a daydream.
Could be when it
Could
comes
be having
through.
a daydream. Star-Lord versus Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. Don't know who would win that one.
It would be tough.
Because both could take a bit of a beating.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's it from a fantastic collection, and I'm very happy from when we did the Doctor Strange Funkos that Funko have gone above and beyond from there, and that detail and the identifying characteristics of each character is being uniquely done in the old-fashioned Funko way.
Yeah, the Marvel Funko Pops really are a step above all the other collections, and of course we're in for a treat for the rest of the year. We still have Spider-Man and Thor.
Just too many.
Yeah, we can't handle this Marvel.
I'm going to be broke.
Me too. Cinema's not cheap nowadays.
Yeah, and you guys will be too once you go to our website and pick yourself up one of this fantastic collection.
You can't buy one of these, you need them all.
No, definitely.
So yeah, there you have it. As we said, all these are available right now at Zatu Games.
Yeah. And if you haven't already done so, guys, please subscribe to our channel, because we do bring us fantastic videos every now and again, but we hope you enjoy every aspect of them.
Yes, we do. Yep. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah. See you later.